Across the river there, this is the Rio Negro, we see Carmen de Patagones, a much prettier town than is Viedma. Also across the river, we're officially in the Buenos Aires province, Provincia de Buenos Aires, and we're out of Patagonia. Viedma is actually the furthest north point that is officially considered to be in a region called Patagonia. These vessels run frequently, shuttling people back and forth across the river for minimal fare. You can see now we are in the Provincia de Buenos Aires. Today is Friday, and my next train doesn't leave till Sunday. There's only one train a week between Carmen de Patagones and Bahia Blanca. Sundays only, but they come down on Saturdays, lay over all night, and go back on Sunday, so I'll be able to see the train arriving the following day from Bahia Blanca. But in the meantime, I'm trying to find my way over to the railway station in Carmen de Patagones to see about buying a ticket. Anyway, we found the railway. The interlocking is completely out of service. I guess they figure they don't need an interlocking for one train a week in each direction. In the station, I suppose the token block system is out of service as well, along with all the telegraphs, the block telegraphs. Anyway, this fellow was happy to show me everything. And outside the station are the levers which controlled the interlocking when it was in service. Checked out of my hotel in Viedma, went across the river and checked into a hotel in Carmen de Patagones. Headed back on over to the railway station again. It's actually on the opposite end of town from where you come across on the river. Steam engine in front of the station. Ferrocarril General Roca. This used to be the engine shed. Railways in Argentina today are not underfunded, they're nil funded. No funding at all. The only operations are the ones that the provinces decided they needed a basic service. They've taken over, and in other places, concessions of private companies have taken over certain lines. But it seems like they only run trains where absolutely necessary these days. Everything else has been left to simply mold or like this. That's the track that's actually used out that way to the left. I mean, this one here, this is the one that goes to the left when you look out of the station in this direction. And in the other direction, bearing around to the right, crosses the river and goes to Viedma and continues on to Bariloche. The rod still works when you pull up on the counterweight. The semaphore blade still operates. The signal pole wires. Here comes the train from Bahia Blanca. Well, as I remember, arriving a couple of minutes early. Ferrobaires, the provincially operated railways for the Provincia de Buenos Aires. Ferrobaires. They operate what they consider to be essential services. Apparently consider only one train a week is essential for Carmen de Patagones. It's actually a through train out of Buenos Aires. It's the overnight train to Bahia Blanca, and then one day a week they continue on right on through to here, at least with this many coaches. In fact, you can see how it works here. It's under stations, Estaciones. Plaza Constitución, that's the big station in Buenos Aires. Viernes is Friday. So it shows the train sale 1900 hours, departs at 1900 hours, that of course means. And then llega means arriving the next morning at Bahia Blanca, which is a sábado or Saturday at 0735 hours. And departing, or sale de Bahia Blanca at 0830 hours, arriving at Patagones on Saturdays at 1530 hours. And for the other direction, Patagones, Domingo, which is Sunday, sale or depart 11:30 hours. then llega, or arrive, same day at Bahia Blanca at 1835, and it'll be then the overnight train will be combined with the overnight train to Plaza Constitucion, leaving at 1920 hours and arriving there the next morning at 0800 hours on Lunes or Monday. Plaza Constitucion, which is the big station in Buenos Aires. Here's the local timetable just between Patagones, Carmen de Patagones, and Bahia Blanca. These Casure. So we arrive down there in Bahia Blanca at 1830 hours. Now they're going to get the train ready, run around, first turn the engine, then switch out the train and get it ready for departure the next day, and they're going to get all the coaches in the right order. The local kids come down to the station to watch them do the switching. those kids brought a dog with them as well. And it's not just watching, it's also getting a lift back and forth. The ticket agent's office. And telegraph office. Again. Today, leaving Carmen de Patagones for Bahia Blanca, I copied the timetable down from the station wall there. That's the actual timetable that you see there, leaving Carmen de Patagones at 11:30, due into Bahia Blanca at 18:30 with all the intermediate times shown. And then right alongside that, I'm showing the actual times that we actually made all those places. Well, as you can see, we left a minute late and arrived actually 30 minutes early. Looks like they have a lot of pad between the last station and Bahia Blanca there. Here's the actual ticket on which I traveled. The engine builder's plate's a bit battered and beat up there, really hard to read. Going for a closer look under fetch, of course, means date. Well, you can see 6/1988, which is, you make that out. Segunda would be the equivalent of third then. But there's really not that much difference, just the amount of money you pay. Well, that's it here for another week. 6 days anyway. The other train will, of course, arrive on Saturday next. Well, to the left, there goes the disused line that goes across the river, across the Rio Negro. to Viedma. Of course, there's nothing that uses that anymore. The outer home signal. The distant signal. Pole line still intact. I doubt if it's used currently. They're probably dispatched by radio. Maybe with a computerized form of track warrant, something like that. Or a computerized form of token. Hard to say. I didn't actually enter any of the dispatcher's offices. Token exchange mechanism. Left over from the days when tokens were actually used. I don't think you're likely to see much freight service along this line except during the grain season, that sort of thing. Probably occasionally a move for a special shipment of some sort that has to go by rail, but other than that, probably the only thing you're likely to see along here is your weekly passenger train and probably maintenance chaps. That's obviously used, that stuff there, because of the shiny wheels. Windmills probably for the water tank. Close-up of a token exchange mechanism.
Bahia. Acá con música y todo, ¿verdad?
7:37. That stuff's abandoned. That's what people eat in Argentina. Coming into the outskirts of Bahia Blanca. Right on the edge of town there, you pass through a very nasty shanty town. Nasty little brats slinging big rocks at the train as it passes. In Bahia Blanca, although it was at one time looks like a large railway center, not much of the physical plant is used anymore. All the interlockings have been converted to hand-throw operation. There's a farmer signal box, or cabina señales. An actual crossing watchman on duty at that location. Pulling into the passenger station. On the right, we're making up the overnight train for Buenos Aires. Of course, these coaches on the train I've just arrived on will be added to it. It says a country without trains is a country without a future. And government politicians usually don't want it done this way. They reckon it costs too much to have railways. Anyway, that's the station in Bahia Blanca, the only one still in service. There used to be a couple of them.